So welcome back to a new episode of Why I Love. Yes, welcome back, and thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done last one of these, and great to see they've gone down really well. Now people have been asking about when's the next one coming out, so guess what? It's dropping today, right here, right now. Thanks very much for giving up a 10-minute, 15-minute period of your time. If you've not seen Why I Love before, it's just basically something that I like to do every now and again, where I walk you through some parts of other things I enjoy collecting. Yes, it's not just about video games here. No, I do like to discuss other things and other items. And I've got a couple of real interesting things for you here today. In a moment, I should be talking about a great TV programme, which I've got a DVD of. But first, I'd like to talk about something which was a massive part of my childhood growing up, and indeed, being a gamer, it's still a series which continues today as well. It makes you wonder what it is. What could you possibly be talking about? What I'm talking about is my good childhood friend Asterix. Yes, Asterix the Gaul, or Asterix le Gaul if you are in France. And I mean, people of my age, which is ancient, will recognise the characters incredibly well. Asterix was created back in the 60s by Goscinny and Uderzo. You can see at the top there. And they produced a series of books, started with Asterix the Gaul, and carried on. And even to this day, even though no longer under the same banner, it still continues today. And I had loads of these when I was a kid. They seem to come out very well. On the back of this one, you can see here, there's a list of, have you read all the Asterix books? Well, I had pretty much read most of them. This one here is actually based upon this, which is the film. Look at VHS, first VHS, and Why I Love. This is my original VHS copy from back in 1980 something or other. And it cost me $6.99, as you can see. Still got the sticker on it. And as you like to see, some of these old wheel type videos, not the but yeah, a video collection for people who remember that from back in the 1980s. And there's the back of it as well. Treasure possession. This is actually Asterix is something I actually shared my dad enjoyed with me as well. Because I would always get these books and he would read them afterwards. He got most of the old references, the names of the characters were plays on general words. So everybody who was French had their name ending in IX. So Asterix, vital statistics, unhygienics, cacophonics, fully automatics, things like that. And the Romans all had things ending in us, like Brontosaurus. It's just, amazingly good fun. And yet there were so many books, and like I said, they continue to this day. So this is the 12 Tasks of Asterix, which was no, I don't think, I was going to say it might be the first feature-length film. I'm pretty sure they did do a feature-length of Asterix the Gaul first. But yeah, all those on the back. My local library was full of these back in the dim and distant past. This one here, I seem to remember my mum at the time was part of a book club. It's hard to explain what that sort of thing was. You used to get a catalogue, and then cheap books would come through, and you'd buy them and buy them for your kids. And if you're like me, it was great because I enjoyed reading. If you're somebody else who didn't like reading, it really wasn't really something you wanted to do. So this is one of those original ones that survived. This is Obelix and Co. This is where you can see here, just laid out in storybook form, basically. So that sort of thing there. The 12 Tasks is slightly different because it's told more like a story, but this is like now this one is a bit of a rarity, because this one is actually a 1968 print. Well, yeah. And this is Asterix at the Olympic Games. And yes, it's not in the best condition, but I will show you this. I won't show you that bit because that'll give too much away. I'll show you this here, but as you can see there, this is an ex-library book. This was withdrawn. I can't remember how many years ago I got this. I mean, I must have been, 5 or 6 or something, maybe 5 to 7 years old, something like that. But again, you can see it's not in the greatest of conditions, but again, and you can see there's a list of Asterix books on the back there as well. But that is actually, now, going through these, I definitely had a couple of others. I had a smaller square version of the Mansion of the Gods. I did have another ex-library book which was Asterix the Legionnaire, and also or Legionary, and there was another one I had as well which was Asterix and the Great Crossing. They've all disappeared, but I did manage to find these, which was fantastic. And these here are compilation books which were produced by W.H. Smith many years ago. I've actually got 3 of these. Oh, there we go. So again, these were they put 4 stories in each of these volumes, so you got under a different heading. I think this was the first one I got, which was Asterix Omnibus. You see Asterix the Gaul, Asterix the Soothsayer, Asterix and the Goths, Asterix and Caesar's Gift. But these were released exclusively for W.H. Smith, so I'm not sure you see these all that often. This one, Asterix and Obliques, which we've got Asterix and Cleopatra, Asterix and the Roman Agent, Obelix and Co, which we've already seen, and Asterix and the Banquet. What was always fascinating is some of these I tended to have one of each, and this is Asterix in Switzerland, Asterix in Spain, Asterix in Britain, and Asterix in Corsica, Travels with Asterix. And I think I had Asterix in Britain as a small version as well, but as you can see, much smaller breakdown. I'll just show you that. There we go again. And they're all in lovely, they're still, I'd say in reasonably fair condition, considering these were published in, again, 1900 and fast asleep. Does it say when these were published in the UK? I'd like to research it. 1983, so for 40 years old these are now. So really great to have those. But yeah, Asterix was a massive part of my childhood growing up. I'm not so keen on the actual cartoons. When you read books, or when you read books, if you knew what books were, what you tend to find is you have an idea in your head about how the characters speak, their vocals. You read the pictures. If you read a book, you read a novel, you build up it with your own mind. So when they try and dramatise something or recreate it, the voices aren't quite what you think they're going to be. But it's very good. There aren't many cartoons that I would watch having read the books the other way around. But yeah, so Asterix, if you've never heard of Asterix, go and check it out. There's plenty of games, computer games, Asterix, a couple of cracking Master System ones. And even to this day, there's the XL and Double XL and Triple XL series, which are on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, so you can tie into that. Go and research Asterix and enjoy it. Brilliant. Now, the next thing, which is second part of why I love, and this is a TV series which I came across completely by accident. And do you know what? I'm going to show you here. It's a really campy. What's the word? I describe it. It's just completely strange when you watch it now and think, how was this ever successful? How did this ever become the success it was? Well, obviously for one reason, it's Batman. Now, but not Batman as you know it. There's no Twilight tweens in this or anything. This is the original 1966 Batman. This is the film version. This is not. Unfortunately, I don't have the TV series, which is where this came from. This is basically an extended TV episode. But when I was young, this is trying to explain a story. How did I come across this Batman anyway? When I was young, breakfast television was a thing. Very big back then, because we never had breakfast television before until 1983. And all of a sudden you can turn your television on at 7 o'clock in the morning and there'll be moving pictures as opposed to nothing. And yes, it was mostly news, but what would have been the ITV breakfast programme, Good Morning Britain, they had a strike. They went on strike. And they had absolutely nothing, how do we fill the time? So all they did was dig out old TV episodes of things like Happy Days and Batman. And this was it, and that's how I got it. Batman was on every morning at 7:30 for about 4 or 5 months while they were on strike, or for a long, it seemed like ages. And it became part of rotation. You got more, and I did actually see this feature film on BBC One, I think it was broadcast one night, and it's just amazingly, I don't know, it's excruciatingly fun. It's just one of those things which really shouldn't work, but does. This is the back of the box, as you can see there. It's got the villains across the top. You've got the Penguin, the Joker, the Riddler, and Catwoman. All commonly known as Burgess Meredith, Cesar Romero, Frank Gorshin, and in this case Lee Merriweather playing Catwoman as opposed to Julie Newmar. And thanks very much to Champion 2D Rob for pointing that out to me on a stream we did a couple of months ago. I wasn't aware of that. I actually thought that Catwoman was Julie Newmar, who played her first off in the original TV series, but no, it's Lee Merriweather. I didn't know that. Fascinating. You've got Adam West and Burt Ward as Batman and Robin. Not the most athletic people to have in these particular roles, but they really did give it their all. And yeah, it's just amazingly camp kitsch fun from the late 60s. The DVD is really disappointing because it looks like somebody's printed that on their own. I know because I used to do a similar thing for my backups. You know, not exactly great, but this is the TV film, the famous bit at the start where Batman's being attacked by a rubber shark and uses shark repellent spray, which is found in his bat belt, of all things. You've got the classic Batmobile. I mean, it is just over the top fun. Every one of these villains here, the Penguin, the Joker, the Riddler, are all turned up to 11. Cesar Romero, who plays the Joker in whiteface there, famously had a moustache and refused to shave it off. So when he's got, you know, when he first started doing it, he didn't have a moustache, but then he grew a moustache afterwards and he refused to shave it off. So some episodes you'll see him with the white face on as all normal, and then under that you can see his moustache. It's really stupid, but so be it. That's what it was. And I mean, it ran for about 4 or 5 years. I don't know. It was incredibly successful, and I got real revival, which led to obviously Adam West coming back into popular culture and things. And it's just really, really good fun. It says it's a wholly special edition. There really isn't anything special about this on there, apart from the fact that Adam West and Burt Ward do a commentary. There's a featurette on the Batmobile, and also a Batman featurette, and that's it. You know, a few still picture galleries and all that business. But honestly, forget the modern Batman stuff. It's rubbish. I haven't seen the new one yet. I will see it very, very soon because I've got it waiting to watch. But you know what? Give me that any day of the week. Give me that. It's you know, Val Kilmer's Batman, George Clooney's Batman. No, give me Adam West as Batman. That he is Batman. There's only one Batman. How many times can I say Batman in a sentence? But yeah, do check that out. So things to look for: Batman the movie or Batman the TV series from 1966 onwards. It's bound to be running on some obscure channel somewhere, I'm pretty sure of it. And if you've never ever picked up an Asterix book, go and find yourself something. Go to a library. That's where books are, libraries. They're bound to have them somewhere, but go and check them out. You know, they are very well written. They're a lot of fun, and you can really lose yourself in them. And I reread these probably once every 18 months, 2 years or so. In fact, I've probably read these early on this year, just after Christmas, I think it was. Great thing to keep in the toilet if you like reading. Go and stick one of those in and read a couple of Asterix stories a week or something like that, depending on how long you spend in the toilet. That's not really of interest to you now. Anyway, that's why I love Asterix, why I love Batman. Hope you've enjoyed that. There'll be another one of these along very soon. If you have enjoyed that, don't forget to check out the other content. There are a couple of other episodes of Why I Love. There's all the gaming stuff on there as well. So a few podcasts you might be interested in, some gameplay. And yeah, all the bits and pieces. So do check it out. If you do like it, do let me know. Let me know what you might like to see me cover in future, because you know I might be able to do that for you. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. I will see you very, very soon. This is the Retro Bear pointing at you and saying bye for now.